fam, how you all doing? Welcome back to a new class. My name is Bilikis of Bilikis Signatures. If this is your first time of checking out my channel, you're welcome. Please make sure you subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, Bilikis Signatures, and on Facebook, Bilikis Signatures. So right now, to get started, what we are making today is a Bubu straight dress with slit in front. It is a kimono, so let me say a Kimono Bubu straight dress, and there's going to be a drawstring to make it fitted at the waist. Trust me, it's very easy to make and it looks beautiful. Now I'm making use of 4 yards of Ankara fabric. Then I have a taffeta fabric here, so I'm thinking of using this for the drawstring, but still contemplating. Then you will need a matching zipper. Here I'm using brown because it has more of brown, so that's why I'm contemplating on using this for the drawstring. Now to get started, we are going to separate the upper part and then the skirt part. So now let's start from the upper part. The length of the dress is 63 inches altogether. So from the nape to the waist is 18 inches. So the rest will be the skirt. But here I have 19 inches. Why is that? I need half an inch to hem the shoulder and also half an inch to join to the skirt. So that's why I have 19 inches. How did I fold? This is it. I measured 19 inches times 2 and then fold along the width of the Ankara fabric. So it's 46, so I folded. Some might be 45. So once I folded and then fold over. So this will be for the back and this will be for the front. Another thing is that there is going to be a zipper at the back, but you can have it without the zipper. Trust me, it's going to work out. But some people don't just want stress, so that's why we are making one with a zipper. Now listen attentively. For the back there's going to be a zipper, so that's why I marked 1 inch for the zipper allowance. Okay, after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to measure the length of the sleeve. So you measure from your backbone straight to wherever you want it to stop. So I want it to be about 19 inches. So here I'm just going to make it 20.5 inches. And why is that? That's because I want to fold in 1.5. You might not do as much as that, but whatever you want. And then make a straight line at the 20.5. Right now I have 20.5. Don't cut it off yet, okay? Now for the neckline, just mark 3 inches. Everything we are doing is after the 1 inch marking. So 3 inches. So for the back, I'll come down by 1.25 or 1.5. Remember, we are having ½ inch taken off from here for the shoulder seam allowance. Then curve it out. So once I've marked the back, so what I will do next is to measure 1 inch here. That will be the shoulder slope. So from the 3 inches, I'm going to connect straight down there. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to slit up these parts. So remember I said this is the back and this is the front, so I can now fold this over. So now after doing this, I can now make it equal. After matching it up, so everything now aligns, so you can see the difference at that point. So the next thing in now is to work on the sleeve opening. So the sleeve opening should be around 10. So from here now, from the slope, I'll just measure 11 inches. 11 or 11.5, because we need ½ an inch here. So 11 inches or 11.5 or even 12. So at this point, you can make a straight line inward. Now, talking about the measurement. For the bust measurement, my bust measurement is 46, so I think that's divided by 4 will give me 11.5. So 11.5. So for ease, I can just make it 12, okay, or 12.25. Then I will add extra 1 in for seam allowance, so that will make it 13 or 13.25. So I'm going to mark on this 11 inches point. So this is it. The same measurement, I'll bring it down here. And then just connect it. So just make a slight curve. Just hope you can see what I'm doing. Make a slight curve, and that is all. So now I can cut it all out together, okay? And remember, the back is on fold, please. The seam allowance has to be on fold. So here now, before I cut it, I will just slant it a bit. So you can just come in like, let's say 3/4 or 1 inch here, and connect straight to the upper parts. So that is it. So this is what we want to have. So now the back is ready, which I'm going to slit at these parts to have it separated, but let's still leave it because of the collar. So having done that, now let's go back to the front. For the front, the neckline now, I'm going to make it between 7 and 8.5 or 9 is okay, depending on how much you want to show up. So since I took 1.25 for the neckline of the back, so I'm just going to continue from that measurement here. So I think I'll do 8.5. Depends on your preference. So at that point now, I'm going to go in by 3/4 of an inch. Then I'll come to the end, 3/4 of an inch. You can take up to 1, 2. So then here, I'm going to connect. So let me see how I can connect that. So from the 3 inches marking. Okay, so that is what you want to have. So the front wheel is ready. This is the front. So this is what the back looks like. So you can see that. So the next thing you are just going to do is to join the front and the back at the shoulder. So now let's go to the skirt part. It's time for us to cut out the skirt. So all I did is to fold the fabric. So I folded once. Can you see? Once. And then twice, making sure it will accommodate the circumference I'm working with. So this is, you can see this is the selvage. So the length of what I have here, from here to here, the other selvage is 46. Some are 45, but this is actually 46, which is okay for what I needed it for. So now, remember we said it's going to have a zipper. So that 1 inch seam allowance we left at the upper part is coming straight to the skirt. So that's why I marked this 1 inch for the zipper. Good. After doing that, it's time for us to start drafting. And this 1 inch is going to be added to the front. Why? Because there's going to be a slit in front. And we need 1 inch on both sides at the slit area to be able to finish it neatly. So that's why this 1 inch is applicable to both front and back. Now at the waist, remember we made use of 13 and half. 13 and quarter or 13. So I later used 13. So I'm going to take the same measurements as the waist here because it has to match. So this is the measurement of the waist. Now for my waist to my hip measurement, I'm going to make use of 10 inches. Normally my waist is 9.5, but because I'll be taking in half from here to join to the upper part, so I'll just make it 10 inches. Okay. All your measurement starts from the 1 inch we have here. Please don't forget, it starts from the 1 inch of the zipper allowance. Now on the waist area, all I'm going to do is divide my hip measurement by 4, which is 48 divided by 4, that will give me 12. So I could just make it 13 or 12.5, depending on how I want it. So let's say it is 13 inches. I added extra 1, then seam allowance, that will make it 14 inches. So it's actually 12 plus 1 inch is, then 1 inch seam allowance, that makes it 14 after the zipper allowance. Curve. So that is the waist to the part. The next thing is to connect from the hip area straight down. So what do? Just get it this way. I just hope it can show. At this end now, I will just take the measurement of whatever I have here. Here we have 14, if you still remember. Now at this lower part, I'll just make it 13 or 13.25, okay? So that is it, just 1 inch difference, or 3/4, however you want it. Then I'll connect from here straight to this point. So I'm just going to connect. This is it. Then I'll start cutting it up. So this is the back. So this is what the back looks like. So this is the middle. Remember, the crease will help me know it. So I'm going to slit it up. Okay, then we'll now work on the front. So the back has been slitted into 2, so we have 2 separate parts for the back. So now to the front, it is still on fold. Listen attentively because there's going to be a slit in front. All you have to do now is to open. I usually press, so with this crease, I know the center line. So that will be the center front. So just open it up this way. So this is the crease of the center line. Then I'll take my measurement. My bust span is 9 inches. So 9 inches divided by 2, that's 4.5. I'm just going to add extra 1 to that to give me 5.5. So from the center point, I will measure 5.5. So I have it at this point. So you go down to measure the same thing. So do you now know what I did? All I did is to fold on that part, and then I gave it a good press. So there's also a crease at that point straight down. So I'm just going to fold it back and then slit it open to have where the slit will be. So that was the extra 1 inch I added to the front. You know, I told you it's both for the front and the back. So that is it. So I'm going to slit it open. So this is the front. I've slit it up. So the next thing you have to do now is to know where you want your slit to stop. So for me, from the upper part, I can just measure like my knee measurement from the waist to knee measurement. So I think about 22 inches is okay for me, okay, or even 21 inches. That's okay for me. So I'm just going to notch on both points. So the next thing also is to place it right side facing each other, and then sew in 1 inch to that point where you want your slit to stop. Then here I've also cut out the taffeta fabric. So I cut out 2 inches to make my drawstring. So I cut out 2 because I'll be needing 2. So just fold half, half, and then fold together to sew it up. The top is ready. So looking at it, let's take one because it's separated. The first thing was for me to join it by the shoulder, then hem in 1.5 that I left. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to measure from this point. So I will measure from here. Can you see? Measure all through to the back neckline, to the end of that. So I have 24.25. So one thing is I just cut out a very long collar because I'll be using for this and also for this very one. Now what I did next is to just fold some fabric. Then I added the lightest interfacing to it to make it stable. So I folded 2.5 inches. As you can see, that 2.5. So once I join half, I'll be left with half. What do I do next? All I have to do now is this, placing it on the right side. So this is the wrong side. I'm now going to sew 1/2 inch this way all through till the end of the back neckline. So once I'm through, I will cut it off and then go with the remaining to sew up the collar here. So remember, it's going to have a zipper. So now let's go to the skirts. This is the skirt. This is that of the front. So you can see the slit. So I joined the 1 inch here and stop at the part where I want the slit to stop. Then I press it open. So here now at the slit region, I'm just going to put hemming glue here just to glue it down, since I've overlocked it and everything is neat. So that is it for the front. So on the right side, this is how neat it looks. So now let me show you the back. This is the back, and all I did is to sew the 1 inch from where I want my zipper to stop. So the zipper runs from the top straight to the skirt. So at that point, I then sew it all down and then press open my seam. I overlocked it so it will make it neater. I'm done fixing the collar to it, and you can see how it looks all around. So the next thing I'm going to do now is this. Let me just try to overlap this. And then you have to place this on each other this way. So you overlap this collar on this very collar. Can you see? So where it will stop, you can use your neck depth, your front neck depth as a guide. So I'm just going to overlap it this way. So you are only sewing the front, note that. Only the front. So I'm now going to go back to the sewing machine and just sew something like this from here straight down, and then just stop somewhere here. I have sewn the collar. You can see how beautiful it looks. Trust me, this dress is so beautiful. And then the next thing I did was to just join the top, the front part of the front skirt. So this is how it looks. And you see, so this is the slit. That is it. And also the back, the same thing, and I fix in the zipper. So this is the back. And you see, I fixed the zipper onto the back. So now I just want to show you how you are going to finish this side of the zipper. Pull it open. So open it up this way. This is the right side of the dress. Pull this inward this way. So then you bring it back here. So make sure here it is well matched. Then you just tack it down with your sewing machine. Okay, just about 2 or 3 stitches. That's how you are going to do that. So having done that now, before you join the sides and fix the pockets, what you are going to do now is this. Let me show you. Let me turn the back. Now this is the back. So let me show you how we are going to fix the drawstring so that it won't stress us. So here is it. These are the strip I want to use, okay? So I'm still going to use this same Ankara fabric to make a square at the lower part. Now I also have another fabric here. It is 2 inches, okay? And the next thing I did was to fold 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch with my pressing iron to make it easier. So I just have 2 pieces because it's going from this zipper region to the front. So how do you do that now? here at the zipper area, you are sewing on the line in the middle. So just place it this way. Can you see? Then you take this strip, place it on it this way. Okay, this is just it. Place it this way, put it here. Then you go to the sewing machine and sew very close to the zipper. Please make sure it doesn't affect the zipper. Just sew it straight down here. And once you've tacked it down, flip it over. So once you flip it over, the strip is in it. You cover it up this way, so it makes it easier. So first you sew from this end, the upper part, also the lower part. Make sure you do not sew on the strip. You can do that. So when you get to about 1.5 inches here, you just stop at that part, okay? So that we'll be able to join the front and the back together. So once you've done this, I'll come over to this side and do the same thing. Once I've done that, then I can join by the side and fit the pocket in it. I have a video on that. So once you've done that, then I'll come back and show you how to finish it off. I have sewn the drawstring casing along with the strip itself, so you can see what I was talking about. So it's going to be easier now. So the zipper is not being altered. The next thing was that I now had to sew it up on the inside, that is the side from the sleeve straight down. And I've also fixed the pockets. I have a video on that. Okay, so now looking at what I was saying, so this is on the front. So because I left about 1 inch, so I've sewn it, I still have space. So it will now be easier for me to continue to the front. So that was what I was talking about. So now back to the front. Now on the front, all I will do now is to continue the same way. Place it this way, put this, the upper part and the lower part. So when I get to this last part, which is on the middle of the collar, so what I will do is to cut this off. It's better is excess, so you can always cut it off. So once I cut it off now, when I get to this place, I will now have to fold it to have a finished edge and then sew it down. Don't sew this because that's where this drawstring will pass. So just stop here and here, so you'll be able to pull it out. So I'm just going to finish it and then hem the lower part. Our kimono fitted dress is ready, looking so beautiful. Guys, you need to see this on me. It's just so beautiful, everything looking so nice. So now I'm just going to put it on and show you how it looks. So guys, this is the dress we've just made and you can see how beautiful it looks like. You can see the drawstring giving it this snatch waist effect, and then the pockets just makes it look good. You can see. So now I'm going to turn to the back. So this is what the back looks like. Don't mind me, I'm just excited. So if this tutorial has been helpful, please share, like, subscribe. I remain your girl Bilikis. For our online classes and sewing tools, just use the number on the screen to get to us. I remain your girl Bilikis. Then I'm going to loosen it up so that you can see how it looks like. Okay, so you don't want it snatched. This is what it's going to look like. Can you see?